First of all, thank you for doing this for me. I know I had to come and do it at your studio, but I love you. I appreciate it. And I know you don't like being on camera. So, so this time we're talking about our reunion. So how did we meet up again? I know my part of the story, which sounds crazy. And it was actually all in a dream. I had a dream about you. I told you about that. Anyway, I had a dream about you, and all the other good juicy details are in the book. So whoever wants to find that out needs to buy the book. But basically, yeah, I had a dream about you. And then I looked you up on Facebook, I didn't find you, so I found your cousin. And then I can't even remember after that what happened. What do you remember?
She asked me, yeah, so she wants to get in touch with you. I was like, cool, how did you, she said it was through Facebook, so I went through Facebook. Facebook makes those things easy, because if you don't want to know somebody, you can just block them.
And I had changed my names. So you were looking for me under my old name, right?
Your old name.
My other name. Okay. Then I remember we went back and forth some Facebook messages.
Yeah, then we met in town.
Yeah, it was at the Java.
Yeah.
In town. I remember we met at 1.
Yeah, lunchtime.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, and we hang out all night until 3 a.m. And for those of people out there who think we were getting up to naughty stuff, we weren't. We hung out, and then my brother was like, oh, you're with, so and so, because we're in high school together.
Yeah.
Then we ended up going to him and hanging out. It was just a nice long night.
Garage.
Yeah, and it was him and another friend from high school.
Who we shall not mention.
Yeah. So that was our first meetup. What was different about you? Obviously, physically you had changed. You weren't as lean, should I say? Lean or slim. You were bigger. Still as tall. Yeah, now you had that confidence. In high school, all the guys will be kind of like look down or look up. Or, you know what I mean? Just general confidence. Now you were like shoulders back, held high. It's like, yeah.
Live life.
Yeah, I know who I am, and I'm a man now, so.
And I live life.
What was different about me?
Life has kicked you in you was a kid involved.
Oh yeah, how did you find out I had a kid? Facebook?
Other friends, other school people told me.
So did you think like I was married?
No, they told me. You know how those people are in high school.
So was it like, oh my God, she got a kid out of wedlock?
Yeah, for some people it was like that, but for me it's, what is wedlock anyway?
Okay. So you knew that before you met up with me again?
Yeah.
All right. And what was it like meeting me after all that time? Did you have like tingling
butterflies?
feelings?
Men don't get butterflies.
Did you have moths? Wasps?
Had bats.
Oh, okay.
Bobo.
Bobo. Well, at least you had something. I was nervous to meet you.
You were nervous?
I was, because first of all, it came at a time in life, when you just say, I'm not dating or anything anymore. I'm going to focus on what I need to do and what I want to do. And I swore off men. Anyway.
And then the greatest of all men showed up.
I think the what?
The greatest of all men.
Showed up. Anyway, yeah, so it was still the same. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so tall, he's so dark, he's so handsome. But of course, I was grown now, so I wasn't like going to wear that on my sleeve. So I was like, yeah.
You're just pretending.
Can't give it all on the first date, man.
False pretense. False pretense.
Anyway.
Shabba.
Let's see. Yeah. So you already said, how did you feel knowing I had a kid? when you were told the first reaction?
I don't know. I don't know. It was a while ago when I was told.
I guess
I think it's when it actually happened.
I guess since you came to meet me after that, still it didn't really deter you so much.
Not really.
All right, so, and then this was in 2011, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
It was in 2011.
Just before independence.
Yeah. So, yeah. What happened after our first date? Our meetup?
We went our own separate ways because you had sworn off men.
Yeah, I had sworn off men.
Mm.
I was like, I liked you still, of course, but I was like, nah. Because I had gone through it. I mean, I was a single mom, so clearly I had gone through.
There was someone there, you know.
There was some, heartache in there or whatever. And then you didn't even live in Kenya, so I was like, ugh, obviously this is a pointless. I mean, not pointless, like you can still be friends, but I didn't see really how it was going to work. Though at least I had thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, but he lives there, how would this work out anyway? So after that, we just went, we hang out still. Like, we talk a lot when you are around and on the phone. But what people don't know about Juba One is calls are so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the other thing is, there'd be like times when there's no network and I can't get through to you for even a week, is it?
Yeah, I'll travel also sometimes within the country and go places where there was
no network.
Mm.
And yeah, sometimes I'd never even know where you are until you call me and say, oh, anyway. So we continue just getting to know each other again. And how did we get to that point of, okay, so me and you are now like official? Because I don't remember us speaking it.
No, we didn't. I don't know. It's like those things. I think it just happens. I don't think people should pretend and be like, oh, from this moment, starting now.
Yeah. I think it just so happened that we started talking about our future as our future, And the fan is gone off. Let me put it on for you. Isn't it funny?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was like, okay, it's just our future together. And we started talking about that and making plans. And, like, you'd come around more and my family would see you more and vice versa, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was just a natural progression. Oh, but I remember my dad always being like, oh, I always wanted you and Chol to be together since high school. So he was like, hey.
He was the romantic of the relationship.
He was the romantic of the relationship. It was so funny.
He even took me out for lunch once.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What did you guys talk about?
Nothing. We just talked.
I don't think at the reunion point I was ready to get into anything. Like I said, I wasn't ready for that. I don't think you were ready. I mean, seriously, It's not like you had looked for me and we had planned. It just happened. Though you had said you had looked for me for some time.
Yeah, before.
Some years, anyway. So I think that's that about our reunion, right?
Yeah,
it was a happy one.
Yeah, and it wasn't anything to write home about. It was just,
Oh my gosh, wait, how many years later was that? From high school?
2008? No, 98 to 2008 is 10 years. 13 years.
Oh my gosh, 13 years. Okay, 13 years difference. That's a long time.
That was a hell of a long time.
That's like a Jewish boy from birth to bar mitzvah. Right?
No, that's 13.
That's what you said, 13 years.
Okay, yeah, 13.
You see, you don't listen.
That's a boy that's one of your boys being...
Oh, yeah. All right, so it just naturally progressed. So dating, oh my gosh, what was the dating life like?
How was it?
It was nice. First of all, I have to say this because many people don't know that some of these men still exist. But he was and still is a perfect gentleman. Okay, not perfect, but he's a gentleman. And
Like fella.
like Fela has like 70
Not a
wives.
gentleman like that.
But that really made a difference because nothing was rushed. And a lot of people may not know or believe this, but we didn't have sex.
I
Puppy,
didn't say anything. Did I say something?
we weren't having sex. You were having sex, maybe, with somebody else.
I didn't say that either.
No, we weren't. But that was the thing I liked about it also, is that we really took time to invest in the friendship and build on that. What?
I didn't say a thing.
And we had a long distance relationship. I think it was more or less the same as we were saying before. But you came more often than I think what I hear most people go through. You would come at least every month and you'd stay maybe for a week or a few days.
Sometimes I'd stay for a month.
Yeah.
Or two.
And we would hang out. I remember you'd go to the, like, if you were in a hotel, then I'd come with the kids.
Mm.
And your nephew would come, my nephew would come
Sometimes, yeah.
sometimes. So it just became like a whole family bonding session, actually. And I don't do clubs. So that was never part of our dating life. We never like went out to a club. At the same time, I was still
I
a
think
single
we
mom.
did, but I'm
we?
really not into.
Gosh, I don't even remember.
I like bars. I like a bar. you
Yeah.
know? And I don't like a
And we
loud
had
bar.
those at the hotels where you could just hang out
Mm.
at a lounge.
I like a quiet bar.
Yeah.
I like a lounge.
What was this?
I like a beer garden. That's what I like.
What was I going to say?
What was
That,
I going to say?
oh man, I don't remember. I do a lot of not remembering.
Mm.
You were supposed to remind me to
Don't know.
remember.
You don't have a good remembering. I don't remember the word.
Yeah, but we didn't do a lot of that. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that I was a single mom. So first of all, I had to plan my life, and I was working. So I knew like if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna meet you at this time or this time, and organize and get the kids home at this time. Or if I'm going to leave the kids, I had to be home at a certain time.
Somebody had to watch them or him.
Yeah. So what was it like for you dating a single mom?
I don't really go out and that much, or I never used to. I would go out, but I wouldn't really that much. So it wasn't any different. We did the things I like to do, which is go and sit somewhere, and talk. I don't
Yeah.
like the loud bars because you don't get to talk to someone. You don't get to know
Oh, sorry.
You don't get to know someone.
There's something interesting. I remember you saying that. Oh, when you're okay, because of where I was working. I was fending for my family on my own. My son was in school and I was feeding my son. I put a roof over our head and all that. I didn't have the time to be petty and have drama in my life. I wasn't. That's the thing that you'll find a lot of is you'll go out with a single mom and she doesn't have time for silliness and foolishness. Well,
Not
some,
everybody.
but like I wasn't going to be like foolish or silly and be like, yo, silly little things.
Why didn't you call me?
No,
You're
did
busy.
I ever ask you like why
That
didn't
stuff,
you call me?
That's what I mean. That kind of stuff.
Or like I call you up and I'm like, where are you?
Mm.
Like if I knew you were in town, you're staying at a hotel, I'm not gonna keep following up on you.
Mm.
You can, do whatever,
Nobody likes that question. Where are you?
Where are you? Why didn't you call me?
These where I'm at.
We'd call and talk even for an hour or so when we needed to. But then after that, it's like,
Bye.
you had a job, I had a job, we have lives.
Mm.
That doesn't mean that there wasn't any friction or anything, but I think that it was long distance helped us just appreciate what we have, like the time we have, make most of it, and understand that I gotta go. I have things to do, you know. And because I was a single mom, there's that of okay, I have to go. Like there's things to be done. Gotta cook. I
Gotta
gotta
make dinner, yeah.
make sure that Shobi's done his homework. How old was Shobi at this point?
Yes, like 7.
7. Yeah. So you
6.
came into his life at 7, and of course, there are things you're not prepared for. Like, you know, when you have a kid who gets sick. So, a lot of people might be out there and they're dating just another girl who, oh, maybe, you know, oh God, I have a hangover. But at this point, it's, oh my gosh, my kid is sick. I gotta go to the hospital, you know, real life stuff. Not that the other stuff isn't real, but, you know.
It isn't.
Real stuff. So if you ain't ready to handle all of that, just forget about it. Leave it alone.